Hi,
Hi.
we're Mother Milk, and tonight we're with Neta.
Hi.
Hi, Neta. Neta, tell us who you are. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Uh, I'm Neta Gruber Perry. As I said, I just added my husband's last name to my name, although we're not officially married, but I wanted it to be a part of my identity. So I'm a Jerusalemite. I'm almost 34, and I have a 9-year-old son.
9 months old.
9 month old. That's it's a big difference. Yeah, it shows that I'm tired. 9 months, years.
Sometimes it feels like 9 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Neta, tell us what your feeding experience was like.
Well,
Is like.
Yeah, it's ongoing. So I'd like to kind of start before I became a mother. My older brother has 3 kids, and that was actually the first time I was exposed to babies, I guess, because I'm the youngest, and I didn't have many babies around me, and they actually never breastfed for some reasons, which you can find out about if you want. And so it seemed really normal to me. And I think it was interesting because it gave me this kind of perspective of their different ways of feeding babies. Before I became a mother. But then when I became a mother, I said, okay, I'll give it a try and I'll see how it goes with breastfeeding. And it really hurt. It was very painful, which I think is important to say because now that I have friends, expecting, I find myself telling them, I know that you're only thinking about, oh my God, I'm going to give birth. It's crazy. How am I going to do it?
Yeah.
But you need to
think about the
thing
10 minutes after.
10 minutes after when you're going to to try and do this thing, and it really hurts and it's challenging. Absolutely. So you need to kind of prepare yourself for that. And so it hurt, and I kept on working on it, and I even brought how is it called, a lactation consultant home, and she told me that I'm fine, that it just hurts, and that I'll be okay. And I carried on, and it was very intense in the beginning. It still is, but I feel that it's complex because there are some parts of this feeding experience, breastfeeding, solely breastfeeding, which is really it's emotional. It's a way to connect with your baby, and it's also very intense, and it's challenging because it creates this imbalance also between the parents, because I'm the one who can feed the baby,
right,
and it puts a lot of pressure on a feeding mother. So so I feel like I we need to acknowledge that. And so what I did is I decided to each time set myself a destination. The goal is to keep breastfeeding him until he's 2 months, and then 4 months, and then I said, okay, if I make it to 6 months, then I'm like a super mom. And then at 6 months we started giving him some food, and then it became a bit less intense, and so I said, okay, I'll continue going, and now he's 9 months old, and I don't know, I'll see where I reach.
I think that's nice. I think that's important to kind of have these check-ins with yourself, right? How do I feel about this? Okay, this much time has passed. Where am I?
Because you change, because the baby changes and you change, and it really hurts in the beginning, and now it doesn't hurt me anymore, which is also it's a big deal. But
and also we were talking before about kind of quieting the noises to understand where am I in this process, and those check-ins with yourself.
Because you're surrounded by so many voices of be it your family, your friends, or even your your partner saying feed the baby, it's important, or giving you advice, all sorts of and it's hard. It's a challenge to keep these voices down and maintain your inner voice to guide you.
And
which
so
is important.
And is there when you kind of think back about the process and the past 9 months, is there one moment in particular that kind of has stayed with you?
So I think the time I decided to go for a 2 nights retreat, which was about a month ago, and he was 8 months old, and I was really anxious towards it.
Yeah.
So I really felt like, how is he going to survive without me? You know, and it's a challenge. But I also told myself I need this time, and I need to also be able to show myself that the baby can survive without me, and also to show my husband that to have him prove to himself that he can be there for the baby, which I think is also important.
Absolutely.
While I was away, I was pumping, which was really intense. And it also created this moment together with this was a retreat only for women, and it created this really special connection with the other women who were with me in the room, and they really connected to, the fact that I was there, I was pumping, I was, with them, but I was also doing this thing that was
connected to your baby.
Connected to my baby. And some of these women are already mothers and some aren't, and it was a really kind of a strong moment there. This moment we were in the room at night, and I'm pumping, and we're talking, and this kind of sort of
women's
it felt like
empowerment, this tribal moment.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, like amazing. It was thousands of years ago in the cave surrounding the fire.
Yeah, I love it. And if you could go back in time to first few moments, Neta, or first kind of few weeks, is there kind of a message that you would want to tell yourself, knowing everything that you know now?
I think that for me it's important I came to this whole thing of having a baby, the delivery itself, and breastfeeding with a lot of ideals. I had this concept of my values and what sort of mother I want to be, and I think it didn't take me a long time to realize that there are your values, and then there's reality, and sometimes they meet, and sometimes they they clash. They clash. They go their separate ways, and then you need to to keep going, and to learn, and to adjust yourself, and to, as I said before, to be connected to what you feel at the moment. And this is what I think was important for me just when I just started, and it still is today, because the challenges, as you would know, because you're more
because I had a lot of them.
And you're a more experienced mother, then the challenges keep coming. So you always need to kind of have this check-in of these are my values. I don't ignore them. I cherish them, but I also have this flexibility to see how they interact with reality.
Totally.
So
nice. Beautiful. So there were really important messages here, right? Like self-check-ins, reassessing, having those milestones to quiet the external noises and kind of reflect on our inner ones.
And being surrounded with more women. That's
yes. I love that. That's the best one. Top Neta, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So much fun. We're Mother Milk. We hope you enjoyed this and learned from it, and that you connected. Thank you, Neta.
Thank you, Galit.
Bye.
Bye.